we know that part of the government's drive to get rid of this wretched virus is a test, track and trace programme. Now, that's currently being pioneered on the Isle of Wight. The residents on the island were asked to download a contact tracing app designed to trace any recent contact to someone with COVID-19. If it's successful, and there have been teething problems, millions of people in the UK could be asked to monitor their movements to limit the spread of the virus. But some people have raised privacy issues with this app. Joining me now is Jamal Ahmed, who's Chief Executive of Casient Privacy Experts. Jamal, good evening to you. Are you worried that our human rights or our privacy is going to be invaded by this app?
Good evening, Andrew. Yes,
Hello.
I'm certainly concerned, as are many professionals. I think there was an open letter from just under 200 cybersecurity and privacy professionals to the government explaining how concerned we are about the purpose creep of this app and the fact that this information is all going to be centrally collated.
What are you worried that they could then do with that information? Who is going to use and abuse it?
So, I mean, there's a number of concerns here. The first concern we have is that the information is going to be centrally collated.
Right.
Now, Jonathan Montgomery, in his letter to Matt Hancock, said there's 6 principles that he believes that has to be followed, and one of them is the minimized collection of data. And this is also a principle under the General Data Protection Legislation, the GDPR, which is more commonly known as, which came into force in May 2018. And what that says is we should only be collecting the minimum amount of data, and any data we collect should be collected in mind and processed in mind with privacy concerns in mind, such as privacy by design and default. Now, when we look at what's being happened here, if you're going to collect the data of every single person that downloads this app out of the whole of the United Kingdom, you're going to come across information which some people will deem very sensitive. So, for example, the interactions that one has every day, the people one associates with, that could be deemed sensitive information. The events one attends, the people they meet, the places, the clinics they visit, the places of worship they go to, all of that is highly sensitive personal information that people certainly don't want to share with the government or anyone else that could get their hands onto it. Maybe the government might use that as time goes by for other departments such as tax and immigration, and also pass it on to the police.
But the point of the app is to try and help save lives.
The point of the app is to try and help save lives. Now, had we had an app or had we used technology early on in January and had we tested people, then the app would actually be very useful. Now, what we're saying is we're not against data collection. In fact, I've been quite argumentative in my state for casing out this tracking and tracing. If we look at examples like Singapore and Israel and South Korea, we can see they've actually done very well. But they're using decentralized methods of data collection, and they've been very good at testing. We still haven't achieved the testing that we need to achieve for an app like this to have any effect. And people are more worried about the data that's being centrally held by the NHS and the government, who have a very poor track record when it comes to keeping data secure. People are worried about handing over this data. And when you look at other countries that have successfully put apps in place where they are voluntarily told to download the app, you can see the uptake rate isn't much more than 20%.
But hang on, I have the view, but I think Google know everything I'm doing already. I think every time I use my Waitrose, whatever that card is, loyalty card in the supermarket, they're gaining more information. Every time I use my Oyster card in the underground, likewise, they know all about us already.
Yeah, so the information Google collects is decentralized. So what that means is the information about you and the information about anything that your device collects is limited to your phone. It's not the whole of the population. All of that power, all of that knowledge in the one central place is very alarming.
But everybody's got a phone these days, haven't they?
And this is the other problem with the app, Andrew. This app only works with smartphones.
Yeah, that's true.
That are no older than 2 years old.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about the size of the population and the proportion of people that don't have a smartphone.
Yeah.
And then if you think about the proportion that have a smartphone that's older than 2 years old, we're wiping out nearly 80% of the population. So the app there becomes quite ineffective and useless.
Jamal Ahmed, very interesting. He's the Chief Executive of Casient Privacy Experts. Got to read this tweet about Caroline.